I've been stuck for the longest time between getting a 9 to 5 job or continuing what I'm doing, going all in, right? And I feel like life has been testing me and testing my strength in like the weirdest ways, right? Because when I had a 9 to 5, because let me remind you, I'm 22, right? And I had a job at Starbucks. It was my very first job, whatever the case may be. And for some odd reason, I felt like I just wasn't able to like save no money. I was just like distracted, like, and just like while I was there, right? I remember like the things that was making me quit. Something happened in my environment that made me be like, nah, I gotta quit for like safety reasons too, but which also comes with 9 to 5 sometimes, when you grow up in like black neighborhoods, especially if you try working in a black neighborhood, you just open yourself up to so much other stuff, which is unfortunately what a lot of people have to go through, like regardless because of where they're living. But I remember while I was there and I had that job, bro, it was so easy. I was just making coffees for people, right? Like the labor was like none, but it was eating at my spirit so crazy. For it was like, it felt like it was eating me from the inside out, right? And when that like safety event happened, which I really don't want to speak about, it forced me to be like, I'm just gonna go all in kind of on my craft, because I remember at the time, like I had just left high school, whatever the case may be, and not high school. I just got accepted to my film school rather, and I just got like a first like little $60 photo shoot, video shoot. So that was enough courage for me to be like, hey, I'm just gonna dip out, right? But then I didn't have really any bills at the time. I didn't have no car. I didn't have like literally, I didn't have no type of bills, right? So I was kind of just like on autopilot, kind of in a way, trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this work. I was applying myself, but it just wasn't, showing in the ways that I wanted it to show, right? And I remember I got this contract, right? I still didn't have a job, right? This is literally like earlier last year, right? So all of this is still recent, I like, and it's leading up to now where I'm about to like start talking about like why I'm kind of stuck between getting a job or going all in, because I feel like I'm at that point now. But I'm trying to like fill you guys into kind of what led up to this, kind of led up to the decision in this point, right? So I had quit the job or whatever the case may be, got the photo shoot, and I just started going all in. And then I remember earlier last year, I had secured a contract, right? And it was for like some G's, right? And it was like a monthly thing where every 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. And it was my first time really like getting like a secured, really good contract, right? So I was like, okay, bet. Let me go in, let me go ahead and do this. And I had got my car around the same time because of, once again, safety hazards, living in black communities, in other words. I needed a car. Yeah, not gonna go into that anymore either. But I had to get a car. And it was just like divine timing because I just got the contract, right? But life happens, whatever the case may be. The contract, we stopped, working together for a little bit. And now I have a bill, and I don't have the contract that I got the bill with to do it, right? Which is partially my fault, right? That wasn't a smart decision financially, but looking back, it probably was because I still have the car. It kind of put like another into my into my work ethic, because I it's something in my pride or my ego. I'm not losing it. Like it was something like in me that's like no, I can't be the victim of like I can't pay my bill, so you're gonna take it from me. No, I'd rather give it to you rather than something get took from me. That's just me. But um, I just started like applying my so went to like the freelance things, like getting the photo shoots, shooting the events, doing all the other cool yada 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 type stuff, right? But as any entrepreneur knows, it's up and down. My bills aren't up and down. The baseline is the baseline every single month. And I'm graduating this month. So I'm about to have like another rack in student loan debts added to my bills every month, right? So I'm literally at that point where it's like, okay, You have to make a decision, buddy, because to this point, I've been able to sustain, right? Like if I have like a slow month, I can always go to like do Uber or Lyft or some shit like that for like just a small amount of time and get the money and then go back to what I was doing. But mm, the 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 pull, or how can I say this, right? My grandfather told me something so wise like a couple years ago, and it's really stuck with me. He was like, whatever you put your energy into, that's what's gonna grow. Every month that I've had like God has saved my ass, in other words, is because I've went all in. And that's something I've noticed too. My faith is pretty, I'm not gonna say it's good, because if it's good, I wouldn't be talking about this right now, but it's going up, right? And I've noticed God never lets me fall. It doesn't matter what I do, what stupid purchase I make, whatever happens, the bills always end up getting paid, right? And that's something that I'm learning. It like I'll literally get like a photo shoot like last minute. Like imagine going your whole month, right? Knowing you have bills, silence the whole month. Your bills are due on the first, right? Hypothetically, your bills are due on the first. You hear nothing all month until the 30th, and it pays the whole bill. Imagine the anxiety from the first to the 30th until you actually got that phone call, and then the 31st, and then the first. That's kind of like the up and down of entrepreneurship, especially when it's coming to like a service based business like what I have, photography and consulting, all that other marketing, that type of stuff. Of course, I need to level it up to an agency so I could just like start scaling. But yo, that type of God got me type of faith, my mental health, like, it's crazy, right? And it forced me to do this thing where I kind of forced myself to start like doing side job, start doing more Uber and stuff like that, regardless of me not really needing to, because of that anxiety. But then in the process of me having anxiety and doing it, it may slow down the money, right? And my papa told me something so wise again, right? He was like, you don't have time to get rich working a job. Point blank, period. You don't have the time to. You won't have the energy. You won't like just period. You won't have the time to. Like you need to focus up and go all in, right? And I feel like I've been seeing so many videos talk about that, where it's like a lot of the people who penetrate, because a lot of people are where I'm at right now, where they're in the middle, right? Where it's like this could work. There's a very good inkling this is about to pop, but shit, there's no guarantee. So, what do I do? Do I push forward, like to go head first and just literally risk it for the biscuit and hit? Cause I feel like I'm gonna hit. Or do I go get that job? And granted, if I truly had to go get the job, that's what the bachelor's in visual effects is for. I can, if it truly came down to that. But I'm trying not to go down that path, right? Because if I've got this far, why? It's one of those situations where it's kind of like I have to bet on myself to the fullest. Kind of like I have to have confidence in myself, because that's all it is, confidence. And that's the big thing right now. I have to have an immense confidence boost right now, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to say, forget everything. It's all me. And it's crazy, because the reason, because every month I've said that. I remember like 2 3 months ago, right? Like 3 months ago, crazy, right? Um, I was about to quit. On God, I was about to stop everything. I was having so bad of mental health. I'm not suicidal, right? I'm not gonna say that, right? Because I can control my mind enough. But I know when I'm tired, when I'm like, bro, I just want to give up. I don't want to move. Like this is just too much. I'm getting overwhelmed, right? I was having one of those months. And I told myself, because it was the beginning of the month. So I told myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself 30 days to just go all in. I don't know what's going to happen, but let me just go all in. 30 days straight, I posted videos straight on the Instagram, whatever the case may be. They flopping, no engagement. Like it's really hitting my ego, right? Like it's hitting me because I'm going all. I already want to quit, right? But I'm forcing myself to over dedicate for this 30 days, and it's not getting no engagement, whatever the case may be, right? And then once again, when I say God, make sure like I don't fall or whatever the case may be. So I believe like in the last like week or so of the month, people were seeing all the clips and all the stuff that I was posting, and people started calling me up like, "Yo, can you like possibly do that for me? How much would that cost?" Oh, yo, bro, I didn't know you thought like that. Can you do this? Or, oh, yo, can you come here? Like things started opening up. Like I saw, like random people started calling me too. Like it was like people from way out of yonder that I didn't know even like was watching me really started hitting me up. And out of nowhere, I had the potential of making at least like I'd say anywhere between like 3 to 5K in potential revenue, potential profit, not even revenue, profit, realistically. Well, no, it's not profit because once I pay taxes and shit like that, but you get what I'm saying. It was like, oh, all I had to do was go all in and it came, right? And even though I didn't close all of them, just the potential that all of those leads came in just from me going all in. What happens if I kept over dedicating? Because entrepreneurs know too, it's a numbers game. You could have 10 people want to work with you, but if you close half of them, that's like a pretty good ratio, right? 60%, that's a hella good ratio. Most entrepreneurs are probably only going to close like one or two of those tens, depending on how good of a salesperson they are. If they're hella good at sales, then that's something different. I, if I'm selling to you, it's because you already want what I'm doing and you see value in it and you see the quality. And I'm not necessarily selling to you as I am just closing the deal, right? I'm not the type of person who can like cold sell that easily. People who can do that, their businesses are probably amazing because they can turn anybody into a customer. That is a skill set I probably need to learn, right? But that just hasn't been how I get down. But just pulling it a little bit back into like today, I'm at that point, where I'm like, okay, I know I have something that works, right? Because I remember like while I be like sitting, especially the times when I'm doing Uber and shit like that, I'll be sitting there, right? Sit there for like 5, 8 hours, maybe, right? Make like 60, 80, maybe $100, maybe, right? And I'll be modest, right? Like trust me, I understand that this is like a lot of people's normal everyday life. And people just keep leveling up in the corporate world and doing things like that and dedicating their life to 9 to 5, whatever the case may be. But I've had instances where I've made like that exact number in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, doing something I kind of wanted to do in the first place. So when you sit somewhere, right, and I don't give a fuck if it's $50, you get $50 in an hour, but you've been in an instance where you've made like 500, $1,000, 1.5 in an hour. It just makes you think different, and it's very hard to look back when you've did something like that, right? It's it's kind of like fast money, but you have to work for it, right? It's kind of like how drug dealers feel when they just get like a big rush of money, and it's just like, whoa, that was really quick. I just had to do A and B. That's what makes them want to go harder because they're like, oh, all I have to do is just do A and B. So if I do more A and B, I'm about to get that. I'm about to keep getting that result. That's kind of what it's like when you go into entrepreneurship or ownership, doing any type of business, self-employed, whatever the case may be. You start seeing it's not so much how hard you're working or how long you're working as what you're working on, right? What you're working on is way more important than how long you're doing it or how hard you're going at it, right? It's what you're actually doing that's going to bring you like more money or less money, right? And just opening my eyes to that is like, whoa. So it forced me to take bigger risks too, because especially I've seen God like work in my life in ways that's kind of like, huh? I wouldn't have expected that. Like there was no dream, that there was no nothing that could have like told me that this would be how this played out. But that's how it played out. And it played out pretty darn good. So what happens if I take like bigger risks? Like I'm the type of person, I set really high goals. I don't like settling. I really don't. And my goals are out of this world. If y'all really understood the depths of what that 20-year, 30-year may truly, bro, it's crazy. So, and it's crazy because I'll be trying to do things that people take like 20, 30 years to do. I'm trying to do in like the next 2, 3 years. Like I'm trying to do, I'm trying to, like quick for some odd reason. But it's because I feel like it's possible, right? And that's pulling me like more into my entrepreneurship. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because just that faith and that openness and the knowledge of knowing that this is possible. Yeah, buddy. So like I feel like I'm going to end up going all in um on my brand, content, my business, siblings VFX in general, because it's all one big ass engine. But I feel like I'm going to go harder in this, right? And truly empty myself real quick, right? And whatever happens, happens. Like, you guys are gonna see it like head first. If we look back at my brand, my business, my channels, these videos, whatever the case may be, in like a year, 2 years, and I'm fucked up. Which I doubt, God forbid, right? I highly doubt that's the circumstance because I know the work I'm putting in, right? I know in the back of my head, in the big in the back of my head, I know all work you do has back pay. No work you do goes on like unnoticed or unseen, or like it doesn't get like unrewarded. So I know I'm gonna be fine. But like in 2 years, if it, I'm not even gonna put that energy out there. I'm gonna put this energy out there rather. In 2 years, we're gonna look back at these videos and be like, damn nigga, you spoke it into existence. You went all in, and I'm proud of you, my boy. Look at you. That's the energy we gonna have, and I hope that's the energy a lot more people have too. Cause like I feel like I have to take the risk. You guys ever feel like that's that kind of like responsibility where it's like I'd be a fool if I didn't? Yeah, man. I think it's time to go all in.